congratulations. Why? Well, because you're fluent. You're fluent in all things cultural. Take digital culture in particular. And now, because you're so fluent, the digital cultural fluency now comes in plush in form of Labubus. Well done. Congratulations. Now, memes don't just stay online, they materialize. And hey, if there's one thing we were missing, it's memes in real life. Sawadee Cup and welcome to another episode here for the Funky Pod Mindful. Maybe I have to take it out. Media and communication, because what we're talking about today doesn't seem to be that mindful, if you're honest. Okay, well, so for those who are living under a rock, or for those who are above 35, 40, we're talking about the Labubu craze, all right? Labubu, and later on I'll add the brain rot as well. If you have never heard of those two words, sincere congratulations, you're living a good life. What is it, right? What is it? I don't even know how to explain it. It's a phenomenon right now. Labubu are those limited edition collector kind of items, hyped up puppets, toys, plushies, and celebrities post them all the time. So of course everybody wants to have it. And it kind of shows us what happens when, like, because they're not, it's so hard to explain. When meme-shaped weirdness becomes a real cultural commodity, I guess it's the best explanation I can give. Like, if you search for Labubu dolls right now, and I would be curious how you search for it. Do you ask ChatGPT or do you Google for it? This would be actually very interesting. Or you just TikTok it. So those dolls, right? Labubu dolls. Limited edition, apparently. Collectors hide behind them, what I just said. And all the celebrities are posting them all the time. It kicked off here, I think, almost a year ago. So we had them for a long time, but I think now it's probably here in Asia. But now it also hit the Western world eventually. So the question I have, that many people have, why do we pay so much, because they're expensive, why do we pay so much money for those Labubu dolls that look like a plush meme? So we're paying hundreds of dollars to basically own a meme, to own a joke, to own something funny that's not pretty, that doesn't give us any really, help, doesn't do much for us, but it looks kind of fun. So now why does it matter? Why do we talk in this communications and media podcast about it? Well, very interesting what happened here from a theoretical, academic, societal point of view, I think. Because that meme, joke, fun thing of it looks kind of weird doll now transitioned into a commodity. And so what's a commodity? A commodity means there are different definitions, depends on like the relation, of course, or the context. But in this case, commodity, I would define it as like something that everybody knows. Everybody in the target audience knows what it is. If you ask Gen Z and younger millennials, hey, what's Labubu? They will tell you right away. Okay? So everyone knows what it is. And there's a value attached to it. So having one now becomes kind of like a status. So those Labubu dolls move from joke, meme, to commodity, to status. So now it's like this status pipeline, so to speak. So that's why every time there's like a pop-up sale somewhere of those Labubu dolls, their queues are like incredibly long. People waiting for hours to get in first and to get their hands on it. Why? Because now, and I can't believe we're saying this, Labubu equals status. So, and it's a bit like, why do we share memes online? It's not to educate, sometimes, but it's not to add lots of value. It's to share culture, to share jokes, and so on, right? So now, no one's buying Labubu dolls for their function, for functionality, obviously. Why do people buy it? Well, it's cultural farming. There you go. I'm not doing the thing right now, but it's cultural farming. It's the absurd cultural aura surrounding Labubus. That's basically it. That's why, if you have one, that's why you bought it. If you participate in it, if you buy it, it's the proof of being in on it. We are part of it. That's my in-group. We talked about in and out groups before on this podcast, right? We want to be part of this new trendy thing. And this, while I'm saying this, if I look over here, I don't, and here, left and right, I don't have angel and demon sitting on my shoulder. I have old media theorists sitting on my shoulders. There's like Sean Baudrillard, for example, and just nodding along, because this is nothing new. I mean, the Labubus are new, but what is happening is not. The extent to which it is might be, though. And that's why it's worth talking about it. So there are actually 3 theories today that I want to talk about. The first one, and that's the guy on my left, Haraway, he actually talked about something that he called the cyborg manifesto. Now you're going to be like, cyborg manifesto? Like, we're not Star Trek, we're not Trekkies. What are you talking about? Yeah, I know. Let me explain, okay? Because he says, in the cyborg manifesto, he says, and let me explain, don't go nuts just because I threw cyborg in there, okay? That's the name he gave it. It says, the boundaries blur between the things that we have and what we do, okay? He says, the humans, they don't form identity by themselves anymore. Humans, they use objects and technology to co-construct their identity. And now you hopefully see where I'm going. So it's not like a cyborg in Star Trek. It's like co-constructing your identity as to who you are, how people perceive you, not just based on yourself, but based on what you own. Labubu. So owning a Labubu means, you're merging like memes, jokes, tech, and yourself all together. You're saying, like, I'm in on the joke, I'm in on the trend. It's part of who I am. Look at me, that's my status symbol. So that's the cyborg manifesto explained in relation to the Labubus, okay? Now, since this is a newer approach to things, we haven't talked about the cyborg manifesto before, I'm also throwing in two people we talked about many a times. And I said, like, on the left, it's Haraway with the cyborg manifesto, right? Hey, Sean, how you doing? It's Sean Baudrillard talking about hyperreality. And we talked about hyperreality many a times, so I make it really short. If you need a longer explanation, check out the older episodes. Hyperreality means we give meaning to stuff that's not real. And that's very short, right? We see something, we're not sure, is it real, is it not real, does it matter, does it not matter, who knows? But if we give meaning to it, then it matters to us, and hence it becomes real to us. And we base everything else we do on our perceived reality of that thing, of that object, okay? Could be social media, could be a reality TV, can be a Labubu doll, okay? Owning one, for example. So, that was very short, more longer explanations in previous episodes, okay? So, that object exists because the jokes, the memes exist. Okay, we're there. And the Labubu has no real perceived utility. There's no reason for owning it. And before you hate cancel me, I understand that's the same case with many other objects, tools, gadgets, whatever, right? I get it. Labubu is just the latest trend where it's so easy to point out. Because there's no utility. It is pure 100% simulacra. That's how Baudrillard called it. Okay? Meaning we are assigning meaning to something that actually has no meaning. All the things I said before, check previous podcasts for the explanation if you need, right? So It's super hyper real. There's no meaning to it. It doesn't do anything, but we give meaning to it and base our future assessment, future ideas, everything that we do from now on that assigned meaning to that weird thing. Okay, hyperreality at play. And if you think I couldn't go even older or longer back in time in Baudrillard, well, I can. And okay, now I have no space on my shoulders, so I'm looking up into hair or down into hair. You decide where I'm looking. Marx. Yeah, no kidding. Marx, then let me explain. He talked about something back in the day. He talked about commodity fetishism. Okay? Now, before you call me a Marxist, let me just explain the theory. Okay, let me explain the theory. So he says, in commodity fetishism, he says, commodities obscure their production, and they're fetishized, I sum it up, right? And they're fetishized for aura. So the main selling point, in this case, when we fetishize over commodities, is the aura. I know Marx didn't call it aura, but I call it aura to make it more relatable for 2025. It's the aura that commodity brings with it. Okay? So we are fetishizing, that's a hard word for a German. Fetishizing. We are so drawn to fetishes, hey, because of the aura that the commodity brings with it. So I'm trying hard to find different words now. It's a live podcast for you. We are so drawn to commodities. That's the right way to say it. Because of the aura they bring with them. That's the only reason, right? That's why we want it. So Labubu is valued for its vibe that it brings, not for the material, not for the great craftsmanship or any of those things. That's the problem. That's commodity fetishism. Ha! Said it. Podcast ends here. And I'm going to add another trend to that because I think it fits so well. Yeah, let me try. Because another trend, brain rot, right? So brain rot is not just a condition anymore, right? Which is all it really should be. It's not a condition anymore. It's a merge drop. It's a trend. And I think this just, at least for me, it makes complete sense to put this together, the Labubu trend and the brain rot trend and all those things. Because again, it's all about the aura that we perceive it might have. So being part of it, being part of the trend, being part of the joke, being in on it, like, yeah, I know it's stupid, but I'm doing it because everyone's doing it and it's funny. So that's trying to be part of that in-group, right? But it's not all, and I think that's the even sadder part, that the example go way beyond the gremlin plushie. I'm debating whether or not to go through a few examples. Yeah, I collected the examples, so let's just go through a few of them, because it's at least it made me shake my head. But well, Squishmallows. I had to keep myself together while writing it down earlier. Yeah, the meme turn collectomania. Another example, right? Unicorn lattes, rainbow bagels. Cool, fun. But why is it happening? It's food as meme commodity. That's why it's happening. That's why you have that. Yeah, so, and we had it in previous episodes as well. I'm not blaming the end user as much as I blame those who push those trends. TikTok, Starbucks, and so on. Of course, in TikTok's only say, we're just a platform. Starbucks says we only do what the customers want. Sure. If it makes you sleep better, sure. Ugly fashion trends. And the irony is then the product. Like, yeah, I know it's ugly, but I'm in on it. So it's kind of cool to do it because it's like a trend. So the toy is not the point in this case, okay? The art is not the point. The outfit is not the point. The unicorn latte is not the point. The Squishmallows aren't the point. The signal is the point. What do I signal with that stuff that I own, that I do, that I show? That's the point. And that leads me back to mentioning earlier that it's kind of sad, and I'm not sure if I should still call it the Mindful Media Communications Podcast, because is it really mindful if I care about the signal way more than I care about who I am for myself? So, wrapping this up, if you own meme objects, if you participate in meme trends like the brain rot trend, for example, that means we own some sort of cultural capital, because people follow us, people see it, people think we're in on it, and we're in on a trend, and we're part of the in-group. So that said, it shows us that absurdity of like meme products, meme trends, they are turned into this physical badge of belonging, right? So I'm part of this group and I'm proud of that, and I want to be part of all the other groups as well. So if the next trend comes along, I'm going to do the same stuff again. So if there's something dumber than brain rot, for example, I'm going to do it too. We had NPC, we have the brain rots, you name it, people are going to do it because they want to belong. I really wonder if there's a point where we will say, okay, that's enough now. Then again, we're at a point right now where you don't even have to scroll the internet or TikTok or IT to see irony and to see it, to see like those trends, because, I mean, you can just cuddle it for $200. Funny.